Hello everybody, welcome back to Siege Middle School. I am your teacher, Megabyte King, where we talk about some of the basics, but even if you're more of an experienced player, you might find this video still helpful. Today we're going to talk about how to defend better. First, going to go through some audio settings to make sure that you hear the enemy whenever they are next to you or far away from you or tiptoeing or whispering or whatever. You want to be able to hear the enemies. We're also going to talk about how to roam better. In the last video, I talked about this thing called Happy Feet. I'm going to circle back to that, but I'm also going to give some pointers and some tips on how to roam better. I'm also going to talk about just how to defend better. When you're defending, you can really set up, traps. Okay. You can really set up a trap for the attacker to walk in and get yourself a guaranteed kill. So the first thing I want to talk about is the audio settings. So if we go up here to settings and we go to audio, I want to talk about the dynamic range, the night mode versus the hi-fi. Nobody really uses the TV. Night mode is the more common. It kind of makes everything a little bit more compressed. What I mean by that is like the explosion audio level will be closer to footsteps rather than if you were to put it on hi-fi, the explosion level would be higher. The explosion level would be higher and the gunshots will be higher, but you may personally like hi-fi more. The more common and the go-to is the night mode though. God, that scared me. Jesus. So in your next game, try hi-fi versus night mode and see which one you like better. Because it's honestly just a preference thing. There's not like a better one. Also, if you want to turn the in-game music down or the menu music, you can turn those down here. I have these pretty low because I don't really care about it. The last audio tip I want to give is making sure that your audio is at a high enough level so that you can hear certain things. Like right now, I just heard somebody walking above me. I know that is above me because my audio is high enough. Now they weren't running or they weren't shooting, but I could just hear their footsteps. And right now I'm actually outside the objective. I can hear somebody kind of scrambling or moving around in the objective. You want to make sure that your audio is at a good enough level so that you can hear everything. So play around with the audio level in your next game as well. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is how to defend better. So what you might be doing is kind of just sitting in sight, holding an angle, waiting for the enemies to come because you don't really know what else to do. But what you should be doing is checking cams to see what direction they could be coming from. That way you're more prepared. So at the beginning of the round, like as soon as the prep phase is over, if you place all your gadgets down and you're ready for the enemies, instead of just sitting there literally waiting, pull up your cams, cycle through them, check the outside cams, see which ones are being shot, and see if you can see any movement. And then look at the compass and see where they're at. That way, whenever you get off your camera, you know what general direction that they're coming from. All right, so I just joined a quick play match because I wanted to show you guys what I mean by setting up traps for the attackers whenever you're defending. Some good go-to operators to set up traps are Valkerie or Sentry. And of course, you can do like Kafkan or Frost, an actual trap operator. But what I'm doing is a little bit of a step above those. This is kind of a two-piece plan. I'm going to choose Valkerie. I'm going to make sure that the nitro cell at the bottom is selected because that's what I want. That's what my trap is going to be based off of. But the idea is that you go underneath maybe the objective on a better map than Skyscraper. But you throw the nitro cell on a breakable floor. Like, see how that my shots aren't going through the floor? That's not breakable, but this hatch, I know it is. So I'm going to shoot a hole up there. I'm going to throw a cam so that I can watch the hatch so that whenever somebody's on it, if I see someone like an Ash or somebody just standing on top of it, now I can blow them up. Okay, this is what I was talking about earlier. You see, I'm on Villa and this is a popular bomb site, an aviator room. This balcony out here is a great area for the attackers to push. So maybe placing a C4 underneath right on the other side of this doorway here so that maybe you can catch them walking in and you blow them up. Or you can place them on this doorway. Really any doorway that you think the attackers are going to come through. And also the doorway has to have, a breakable floor underneath so that you can place a C4 underneath. And it doesn't always have to be right on site. I'm walking away from site over here to the north side. And this doorway is a very common push spot for attackers. So maybe placing a camera, watching the doorway is great. And what you can do is you can ping the doorway, go down to the stairs, you gotta run, and place your C4 where the ping was. So now you can be below or you can be literally anywhere. You can watch your cam, and when you see somebody going on that ping, you blow it up. And earlier I said that Sentry or Valkerie could work. This time I'm going to show you why Sentry could work just as good. But you need to make sure that you had the proxy alarm and the nitro cell. And it's the same idea as Valkerie. Let's go back to the same doorway. And instead of using cameras, you can now place a proxy alarm above the doorway that you want to explode. So I'm going to ping the doorway. I'm going to go below. I'm going to place a nitro cell. I'm going to do it on this side. And now whenever that proxy alarm goes off, all I have to do is detonate my nitro and I get a free kill. Another great tip is if for some reason you need to get your nitro cell back, like they're not pushing this north side at all, like they're all in the south, instead of just wasting it, you can actually get it down by carefully shooting the wood beside it. And there it goes. All I had to do was break the wood that it was on and it just fell down and I was able to grab it. So earlier I mentioned this thing called Happy Feet, and in the last video I actually talked about it. And basically what it means is that whenever you're roaming and you find a little safety corner, don't just sit and wait. Activate your happy feet after, some time. It's okay to sit there for a little bit, but activate your happy feet and get moving. Don't be scared to move. And this really is one of the best ways to roam better, because sometimes you have to go to the enemies. Like, they're not always going to walk into your hands or walk right into your, your silver platter or walk into your trap. So you'll have to activate your happy feet. You might be able to flank the team and win the round just because you weren't sitting around waiting for something to happen. You don't want to sit on the other side of the map while your whole team is getting rushed. You want to be able to flank. You want to be able to shoot the bullets that you have. That's another thing. Do not be afraid to shoot. If you can hear that somebody is in this hallway, but you haven't peeked it yet, it's okay to kind of pre-fire a little bit. Or what we talked about in one of my last videos, you can face check to see if somebody's there, and if they are, you can pre-fire. Don't be afraid to use the bullets that you have. See, I've already wasted like 3 or 4 mags, and I still have got a lot more left. Okay, maybe only like 3, but still, don't be afraid to use the equipment that you have to try and win, because in the next round, you're just going to get it all back. What a lot of people will do, especially like Ashmans and stuff, is they'll kind of peek and they'll shoot just a little bit, just trying to get your head. So if you need to rotate, it's okay to just pre-fire while rotating to hopefully get into a safer spot. But shoot while you're rotating. And instead of dumping the entire mag, because sometimes it's really easy to notice when an enemy just shot their entire mag and now they're reloading. Instead of shooting the entire mag, leave a few bullets in, keep looking. That way, if they walk in thinking it's safe, 4 bullets, they're dead. That's all they need. They don't need that much to actually die. And if you want to improve your roam game, a great operator to play is Oryx, because he can jump through hatches and stuff. His ability is Happy Feet. He's supposed to be dancing around the enemies. When you're roaming, your job is not to kill. Your job is to waste time. If the enemies are pushing the north, second floor over here, and you're below them, it's okay to just shoot if you don't know where they are. Like with my shotgun here, I'm just kind of making them scared. Now I can watch the doorway below if I really wanted to. But my point is, you want to make them scared. You want to make them cautious. You want to give them more things to worry about. So if you shoot below them, you get a few hits, and you just want to play time, it's okay to just back off. You don't have to stand there and try and get a kill, and now they're looking down at you and you die. You can just walk away and waste time. That's what you're doing. You really want to just waste their time. Personally, whenever I'm roaming, I want to make sure that I have at least a pocket shotty, which is the secondary shotgun that I have here, so that I can open up hatches if I need to. If I know I'm getting pushed in that room, all I have to do is whip out my shotgun here, shoot open the hatch, and now I can flank. Now I'm on a completely different point. I have more things to work with. I didn't make noise in this room, and now I'm just waiting for them to peek me. I'm wasting time. I'm running around. I'm leading them on a goose chase while my teammates are protecting the objective. This game is not Call of Duty. It's really strategic. You have to play the objective, which sometimes is just time. Just play the time that you got. So I think that's going to be it for today's video. If it helped, please let me know down in the comments. Also, be sure to check out some of my other Siege School videos where I talk about how you can get more immersed and locked into the game, or what to do if you don't know the map, or how to find your comfort operator. But yeah, thanks for watching.